Well, April Fool's Day is just upon us, and for that foolish day, we want to talk about foolish ways that people spend their money. And I'm joined by John Gajkowski, who's one of the co-founders of the Money Managers Financial Group. Thanks for joining us. So you have some thoughts about that foolish handling of money. Tell me a little bit.
Well, there's several mistakes that people make, and one of the biggest mistakes that people make is just very simple. They overspend. They have no idea where their money's coming from, have no idea where their money's going, and consequently, they just spend too much and consequently end up in a hole.
Well, I also would think that a part of that is the overuse of credit cards. It's so easy to just go and plop down the plastic and you're off and running. So tell me a little bit about that.
It's particularly true, Fritz, because what happens is, especially when we're using plastic, we have a tendency to spend more than we would if we were writing checks or actually spending cash. It's kind of like funny money, and we lose track of it. So it's extremely important that we understand what is going out and what is coming in so we don't end up in a hole at the end of the month. So it's very important to save for retirement. It's one of the most important things. What we need to do is take a look at that and start saving for retirement as early as possible, especially if your company has a matching contribution. You want to take advantage of free money.
Exactly.
And then once you've got that accomplished, what you want to do is probably start funding your Roth IRAs because you have access to that. You can always access the contributions without any type of taxes or penalties. So it makes an excellent secondary cash reserve, and then transition into traditional IRAs or other savings vehicles for retirement. Ideally, what you want to be targeting is 10 to 15% of your income, putting away for long and short-term needs, so you're prepared for retirement or anything else that may come up.
Now, there's also another way, and this is kind of an unusual thing, although I think a lot of us get into this, and that is lending friends, family money.
Lending is a very slippery slope. What we typically tell clients is avoid it if at all possible. If you are going to lend, what you want to do is make sure both parties to the transaction are using the same definition of lending. And what I mean by that, oftentimes what happens in a family situation is a parent will be making a loan to a family member and they're interpreting that as a gift, never to be seen again. So if you are going to embark on making loans, what you want to do is treat it just like your banker would treat a loan. You want to have it documented, you want to have an interest rate, you want to have a payment schedule, and you want to hold to that payment schedule.
And even if it wasn't an interest rate, just having it on paper saying you are going to repay me is
absolutely
the ideal.
right.
And then finally, a lot of people get into this situation where they are looking, over the fence. The grass is greener on the other side. What the Joneses are doing, new car, new house, and so on, comparing their situation to others. And that's not really fair because their finances are obviously going to be completely different than your own.
Yeah, it's a completely different world, and keeping up with the Joneses can be extremely detrimental to your long-term wealth.
Well, John, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you.